Yo, and welcome back to That's Crazy to Me, hosted by your best boys, Vaughn and Moss.
What's up, y'all?
Today, we're talking about the fact that streaming services are completely imploding on themselves. I mean, like, man, look, back when streaming first started, Netflix got out the DVD thing into the streaming online thing.
Hmm.
They promised us a commercial free alternative to cable. And for the longest time, that's what we got.
Right.
But these days, there's just look, they removed the convenience of having a good streaming service by making such an ungodly amount of them that people are being forced to go back into piracy. Literally, streaming cut down on piracy, and now that we can't just go to the same, two or three services, it's like I'm not gonna pay upwards of $100 just to get every single streaming service I need to watch all of the content I want to enjoy.
You might as well start paying for cable again. Cable streaming services was supposed to be, and I feel like streaming services was the main goal was to cut out cable. And
Absolutely.
but I feel like it's worse than cable now because most of the streaming services, like let's say the big three: Netflix, Hulu, and Disney Plus, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Disney Plus. We're gonna rule out Disney Plus because Disney Plus has everything I need because everything's owned by Disney. We're gonna cut that one out. Let's say
Well,
Netflix.
I sorry, I wanted to say that when I was rewatching through all of the MCU movies a couple of years ago, they
Mhm.
didn't have any of the Spider-Man movies that are in the MCU. I don't know if that's the same thing, but like I had to totally just skip them because I wasn't going to pay for them on a separate thing
Yeah, that
because they were
was
missing from the one streaming service they should have been on. Continue.
yeah. So, so let's talk about Netflix, Hulu, and I say Amazon. Right? I feel like Amazon will be the part of the top big three if we're not
Definitely a
including.
hard hitter.
Yeah, if we're not including Disney Plus. That you got to literally like bounce around from different streaming services to watch what you want to watch. Like, and that was the thing. That was the thing that everybody couldn't. Everybody liked about cable. Yes, sometimes you have to wait till your movie come on, or your show come on. But it's one place. It's one
Right.
place. It's like right there. You might have to wait, or if you got money like that, you could rent it out. I don't got money
Right.
like that, so your boy waited.
But it's like with cable, it was like, oh, I want to watch a Disney show. Click, click, click.
Yeah,
You know what? I want to watch some Lifetime. Click,
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 click.
click.
All in the same place. The fact that this is probably the saddest thing. Like cable's almost a better alternative again, especially with the fact that like if you're gonna give us ads on a service I'm specifically paying money for because I did not want to watch ads on cable, what's the point?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
And
hundred
it's
percent.
like, now I mean, not everyone is, down with this, but like if I feel the need to, I will go just find a less than legal option that I don't need to pay extra money for in order to watch the, you know, few episodes of something, like I'm already paying for so many streaming services. I just can't for the life of me afford, Netflix and also Hulu and Amazon Prime and then extra shit just to watch whatever anime isn't on any of those three.
Right,
I have to go pirate that shit.
right. And then another thing. I'm glad you started talking about the ads. Netflix is about to have a thing about the ads. Hulu has ads already. I think I heard a thing that Disney Plus about to start having ads. So it's just like the only. It's just like you said, people. I don't care what nobody say. I can't stand commercials. Can't stand them. I really hate commercials. And why do I have to pay extra? Like Okay, let me give you an example. Hulu bill is $7.99. That's with ads, right?
Yep.
If you don't want ads, it's a whole $5 extra. So I gotta pay $13.99 to watch stuff without ads, right? And then to be honest with you, I only watch 4 shows on flipping Hulu. 4 shows. I watch Family Guy. I rarely watch that. My Hero.
Right.
My Hero. My Name is Earl.
Mm-hmm.
Archer, and I would occasionally 5 shows. I would occasionally watch uh I'm sorry. Bob's Burger, right?
Yeah.
I would
And it's like,
occasionally go ahead. I'm
that's
sorry.
a good handful of shows, but is it worth paying for an entire streaming service just to watch those?
No, it's not worth it. It's not worth paying because at the end of the day, yes, okay, some streaming like Hulu, that's what I watch. Netflix, I really don't watch too much of Netflix because Netflix starts taking things away from you that you really enjoy.
Oh yeah.
Y'all probably don't remember this. It came to a point of time Family Guy was on Netflix. My Name is Earl was on Netflix. All the Power Rangers was on Netflix every single season.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a lot of different variety on Netflix, and then they start taking it away. Start putting Netflix originals. And
Now
don't get
I'll
me
say that not everything taken off of Netflix was Netflix's fault. Sometimes contracts just run out, and it's like, oh, we had a deal to have this show on there for 7 years. The 7 years is up, and we want our show back. That has happened more than once for good stuff like Family Guy and My Name Is Earl taken off of Netflix. That being said, they also just like to cancel their own good shows for absolutely no reason.
no reason at all. They canceled.
Oh,
What show was canceled and it was really good? Was it Queen's Gambit?
you're gonna have to narrow it down. Netflix has done that to like most of their good shows.
No, well, I think I'm just trying to give an example, comparing it to something. I think it was Queen's Gambit was one of them that they canceled after the second or third season.
A
And
really good show called Santa Clarita Diet got canceled after 3 seasons.
after that, but you know who's still up there?
Big Mouth.
Big Mouth. How are these? Anyway, don't get me started on that. That could be a whole another episode right
That could be
there.
3 episodes.
Oh my gosh! But no, and then like you were saying, yes, Netflix is not entirely Netflix's fault, like you said. Like some of the stuff that was taken off of Netflix was put onto another streaming service,
Yep.
and I could say the same thing for Hulu. With stuff taken off of Hulu, is going to another streaming service. But that's the point. Everything is going to different streaming services.
Right. And it's like when it gets to the point that the main streaming services have less content I want to see because everyone's pulling their content to open their own streaming services. The thing they don't understand is I don't care enough about your content specifically to buy your shitty streaming service
No,
over the one I was already using.
right?
But now I also don't like the one I was already using
Because of
because
that
it no
content,
longer has all that stuff I'm watching. But
right?
it's not like I can just drop it and go to one other streaming service because the stuff I was watching is now spread over like 7 different streaming services.
Right.
It makes it impossible to keep track of. It makes it impossible to watch anything. And you know what? Yarg.
Yep. It's ridiculous because okay, let me give you another example. Brooklyn Nine-Nine was on Netflix first for a hot second, then went to Hulu.
Right.
Now they take it off of Hulu for
Took it off of Hulu.
they took it off of Hulu. Now the only way you can watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine if you're not pirating or buying DVDs is the actual Paramount app. No, not Paramount. Peacock app or Stars.
Wow.
That's the only way you can watch it. And then like
And you know why I didn't finish watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but after like a season and a half, I got sick of the commercials.
yes, it was horrible. Like it come
I
it,
went to watch kids content because Hulu doesn't put commercials on children's shows.
they show don't.
Which respect, because they know kids don't care.
Nah,
Kids care less than we do.
right. And it's just like yes, and like I think you had gave me a list of how many streaming services
It was
there
over
is.
50.
It was over 50 streaming services. And
Maybe I'll do a short where I just read off through the list.
we could do a short about that, how many streaming, because it is ridiculous amount of streaming services. And but you really don't hear none of them. Like I'm just scrolling. I was just just scrolling, doing some research. It's a streaming service called Crackle. It's a streaming service called Xmove. It's a streaming service called Philo. It's a streaming service called Tubi.
Yep.
I ain't gonna lie. I love Tubi, and I can tell
I
you
was gonna say Tubi's definitely one of the better ones.
Tubi is so good. The commercials, it do have commercials in there, but dang near you can't tell those commercials are like a good 10, 15 seconds long.
Also, something that's always good is if your streaming service is free, commercials are okay.
Yep. Oh yeah.
If I'm paying for it, you better give me commercial free content.
Yep. And then if I'm paying a set amount of money, like okay, Amazon Prime Video, $8.99. Disney Hulu, $7.99. $7.99. This is ridiculous. It's just like if I'm paying that much money, y'all could at least throw like less amount of ads. I was watching
Real.
Hulu one time. It was a 20-minute ad.
Huh?
A 20-minute ad.
What is this, YouTube?
I don't know. It was a 20-minute ad. 20 minutes.
And at the very least, like Amazon, right?
Mhm.
Technically, they have ads, but it's only ads for their own content, and it's skippable.
Right.
As a matter of fact, if every streaming service just put a little skip button after like 10 seconds of whatever stupid 5-minute ads they're putting, I wouldn't even complain. I
Right.
wouldn't care because it would feel like they respect my time,
Right.
which no streaming service respects your time. None
No.
of them, even the commercial free ones. They want you there forever.
Yep. Let's go over some of the this is why it's so many stuff going on with the streaming services. I have a list right here of the top streaming services and how many titles they have. Amazon Prime Video has 7,000 titles. 7,000 titles. I didn't even know that. Because half the times when I'm trying to find something to watch, I can never find nothing to watch on
Nah,
Amazon.
man, that's crazy to me.
That's crazy to me that Amazon Prime Video has 7,000 titles. Netflix, which I thought would be more titles, has 4,991 titles.
They definitely used to have more before everyone decided to open their own streaming service.
Oh, yeah, 100%. The third highest is HBO Max. But now, listen to this. HBO Max has 2,600 movie titles. So they just mostly got movies. They got a couple shows here and there, but they mostly is a movie platform.
The shows they do have are good though. Like legit.
Like legit. They really are good.
Even like I didn't think Doom Patrol was gonna be as good as it was.
Oh, Doom Patrol is dang near amazing. That's so good.
Gotta catch up on that.
Me too. Paramount Plus, 2,257 titles. I ain't gonna lie to you, well, my friend got Paramount Plus. I just took his stuff. And I only watched 3 things on there. SpongeBob, Fairly Odd Parents, and there's one show called Players. Okay.
SpongeBob is still on Amazon Prime for now, so I'm gonna keep
Yeah.
watching it there.
Yeah.
And now, oh, you know what? That's crazy to me. That apparently is that a hand gesture? Oh, that's weird.
That's my
I don't be using
nose.
Zoom that much, but apparently the show Fairly Otter just disappeared off the streaming service.
A Paramount?
Yeah, like it just disappeared. Like you know Fairly Otter, right?
Uh,
That weird
yes.
live action yeah, I figured. And apparently it just disappeared off the app completely. Now, I mean, it could have been put back on since I heard about this a few days ago, but like that's just wild. I wonder if like it was on purpose, like, the show wasn't good,
At
but
all.
I don't believe that anybody anybody should just have their work disappear like that. It might not have been good, but there's tons of writers and special effects people and actors who worked on it, and I don't think that it should just the lost media is never good, is what I'm saying.
All I'm saying is they take that off, but Velma is getting a second season.
Now, Velma
It's getting a second
had a
season.
second season before it aired. That show was always going, like, they picked up 2 seasons when they greenlit the show in the first place. So it's not like that show's getting a second season because it was popular. In fact, it's the opposite.
It's
Kind of
so it's so
widely
horrible.
panned.
It's so
But it's getting
horrible.
a second season because they already spent the money on making that second season, essentially.
I'm telling you, the ending of that episode, the first season, should be a dream, and the second season should be Velma going to all the to the therapy room talking about the first season. I'm telling you, we would be magillionaires if that was real. Anyway, let me
just
go.
just 10 episodes of therapy. Like, I don't know, for some reason I was just really obsessed with how tiny Fred's dick was. It didn't make any sense.
Gosh. Anyway, let me get back to this list.
Like, and the thing with Daphne, oh, I can never tell Daphne that. You know what? Yeah, you're right. I would pay money just to see just to see actual Velma talking about that show as if it were a bad dream to a therapist. That sounds hilarious.
It will be hilarious. Okay. Ended out of Paramount Plus. Peacock Premium has 2,051 titles. Disney Plus, which is ridiculous to me, has 1,129 titles.
See, the reason that's less surprising for me is just that, I mean, it's Disney. They could have had 7 titles and the shit would sell itself.
Oh yeah, all day.
Like it's Disney.
It's Disney.
They can do pretty much whatever they want.
I'll
rewatch, which is
rewatch.
unfortunate.
You know how many times I rewatched Aladdin? It's ridiculous. Anyway,
Yeah.
Hulu has 1,019 titles.
I expected better from Hulu.
I did expect better from Hulu. Discovery Plus has
right, that's a thing.
Right, has 417 titles.
Good for them, I guess.
17 titles.
They exist.
Now, this is the most shocking one, and this is still part of the top video platforms. Top Apple TV Plus has 44 titles.
Huh.
I only know about C. That's it. I don't know the other titles. I only know C.
I vaguely remember they were heavily advertising some holiday movie that I did not watch from Apple TV.
Now,
I think Will Ferrell was in it. It looked funny, but it was on Apple TV, so
yeah, who watching that? But so you see how those are the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Top 9, right?
Yeah, we probably should cap that list at 5. Like, after 5, it's no longer top anything.
Nah, right. But this is for like downloads and everything. It's the top 9. But if you think about it, the way everything's going, it's gonna be more and more streaming services. So those titles for the top 9 is gonna dwindle more and more. I think the only thing that's not gonna get touched as more and more streaming services come out is Disney Plus.
That is absolutely correct.
I think that's the only thing that's not gonna get touched.
The
Netflix
only
is
thing I can think of is stuff like, Spider-Man, how the only reason that shit wasn't on their streaming service is because they were still sharing the rights.
right since with Sony.
Right. Which, that stuff like that happens occasionally, but that's the only way stuff's getting taken off of Disney Plus.
Oh yeah, that's the only way. Only way.
Which actually that brings you to another thing, right?
Mm.
For some, like, Disney Plus censors contents.
Yes.
They change the content that goes into the streaming service to make it more accessible for younger audiences for some reason.
Well, I don't know about that because on my Disney Plus account, I can watch Logan. Logan, first off.
I was watching Hamilton and it literally did that thing where it just cut out words. So instead of saying Southern motherfucking Democratic Republicans, it went Southern mother. And I turned it off and stopped watching it. And I'm looking for another place to watch Hamilton because I refuse to watch something that is censored like that. And it's not the first time it's happened.
Go down and change your settings. Go down and change your settings.
You can so when I looked it up, it seemed that the PG-13 cut was the only one available on Disney Plus.
You gotta change your settings.
I will check later.
Because how can I watch Logan? That's rated R.
Yeah, I don't know. like you say that, but it's like that's like okay, right? Now, I'm watching this on the main account, like the main profile of the Disney Plus accounts.
Right.
That is impossible to be a kid's account.
Right.
It'll just act like an adult account. So it just shows you all that stuff. So why would it just give me a PG-13 version? And when I went to look it up, there was literally a quote from Lin-Manuel Miranda who was saying like, yeah, I mean, I guess if it gets Hamilton out there, it's fine if they censor it. Kids already know the real lyrics anyway, so it doesn't matter. But I say, kids already know the real lyrics anyway, so why censor it?
Because it's not for the newer kids. Listen, you are tripping about the small fact that you can't get a cuss word out of an amazing play.
I'm tripping about the fact that censorship is bullshit.
Okay, yes,
that's not the point. It's a precedent. It's a precedent that they should not be allowed to just censor everything. It doesn't look good for the future. I'm very anti-censorship, especially for things that I find as complete non-issues, like the concept of curse words, which, as you know, and many people who know me know, I find the concept of curse words to be one of the dumbest things in the universe. I hate it. It makes my blood boil and it makes me seethe. So when I see things like music being ruined by not even simply, if they had replaced a word instead of just cutting out part of the song and ruining the entire effect, I wouldn't care as much. But if you're going to just go and cut out a word without replacing it or doing that ungodly beep, then I do not respect you or your decisions, and you should do better.
Oh, okay. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. So that makes a lot more sense. If you do it, I see what you're saying.
It's the principle.
It's the principle, because they like, let me tell you, like another censorship. Not really like a censorship, but Aladdin, right? If you watch Aladdin on Disney Plus, they have like that little featurette. All right, we got 10 minutes. We got that feature. They got that featurette that says this might include some racial profiling and stuff like that, right? But at the end of the day, you just saying it, but you're not changing nothing that was in it. Don't get me wrong. Don't change nothing from Aladdin because
Yeah,
that's my
you
favorite
know.
movie. But you know that if that situation happened, if you so
Yeah.
big on that, like if you think about it, if Disney Plus is so big on that, they should have just removed the whole movie, right?
They're very the thing is they're not actually super consistent with the way they do it, which anything just makes it worse.
Right.
Like now this is going to be a drastic example, and you're probably going to look at me when I say it, but Song of the South,
That
okay?
is
They
what?
have that locked in a vault, right? And
Yes.
as far as I can tell, they will absolutely never re-release it.
No.
Now, the thing is, they should not keep that locked up in a vault. They should be using that as straight up educational material for how people like acted and viewed things and put things in media at that time. And when you see certain stuff from it, there will be a disclaimer of it being like, oh, times were different, this doesn't necessarily stay the views of Disney and all that. But it's like what they're doing is essentially trying to erase it. And that's just going to cause more problems in the future.
I feel like that's the one thing that it could be an exception to being erased. Now, hear me wrong. If they had timed it, probably about like a couple years ago, right? Couple, like 3, 4, 5 years ago, right? Not, I know not Disney Plus is having what has it been like on its third year, right?
Something like that.
So if they released Disney Plus a little bit earlier, right? Like with Hulu and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
and release it then, I feel like it will work. But I feel like they absolutely and factually cannot release it now just because of the council culture and however it's so offensive. It's
Okay,
so
yes,
offensive.
I do agree. The stupid people who don't know what's going on would absolutely be like, Disney just released this super racist film. What are they thinking? And it's like y'all don't know your history.
No, but it's the point of the matter that it's everything is so sensitive and offensive. That's why I feel like the censorship they gotta be touching toes with everything because they don't know who they will offend, and once they offend one person, like so, say me and you offend one person, we end up intentionally offend thousands of people because that one person has this thing called the internet. So that one person makes a post and then they get somebody else to agree with it and somebody else would agree with it.
That reminds me, if we ever get flamed or something on Twitter, you're handling all of it because I will absolutely get us both canceled by calling someone who said something stupid an idiot if they're wrong. That's it. I don't deal with stupid people, which is why I didn't want to download Twitter.
Yeah, I will handle Twitter. Okay. I will handle that. Okay. But yeah, that's the streaming services. There are a lot.
I can see that in the I have a hypothesis. In the
Yep.
next few years, one of the few things will happen. Cable will go back on the rise. Everything will consolidate back into a single or like a small handful of streaming services after all the extra people give up because they're not making enough money.
Right.
Piracy will overtake both options. I don't think anything out of the three of those will happen.
Right. I feel like I just feel like the the streaming services in the future are gonna be Disney Plus. You gotta remember Disney Plus already got is in partners with Hulu and ESPN. So
I just remembered something. Uh Marvel and I guess Disney. I can't remember if it's like a thing where they own part of Hulu as well, but I noticed that when they make stuff that they find occasionally stuff that they find might be a little too racy for Disney Plus, like originally, they'd stick it on Hulu.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
put the MODOK show on Hulu
yep.
instead of it being on Disney Plus. Uh God, I know they did it a few more times, but
They
I can't
did.
remember a whole lot of
They
them.
they did Cloak and Dagger.
Wait, I thought that was older than Disney Plus.
No, nope, that was Hulu. It was on Hulu.
Well, no, I was saying I thought that show came out before Disney Plus existed
No, it
because
did.
I wasn't counting the stuff that they put on Hulu before they had their own streaming
Oh,
service
okay, because
because
okay.
that stuff doesn't really count. This
Oh,
this what I'm talking about is them going. This isn't really good for kids. Let's put it somewhere else.
yeah.
But
Let's
they
put it on
don't
the
do that
adult
as
thing.
much anymore. Now they just put stuff on. It's just I feel like it's unfair that they'll do stuff like have their own stuff full of blood and all these other things,
I feel like
and then they'll take other people's contents and cut it and censor it and change things.
yeah, yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying.
There was also that whole issue with when The Simpsons was originally put on Disney Plus, the aspect ratio was off and it was cutting out a bunch of background jokes. I don't think that was on purpose, but it was a mistake that cut out a bunch of jokes.
Yeah, I remember when they got The Simpsons. Disney Plus was dang near not even a year old. It was not even a year old, and you just got to imagine Simpsons came out so long. They had, I think, last time I checked, 33 seasons.
I don't know, man. I feel like it's not that difficult to put the correct ratio when you're uploading them to a streaming service.
330. That's a hold on. Let's get this real quick before the time go out. We got 2 minutes, so let me hear every time this. The Simpsons episode. The Simpsons have, as of January 1st, has 740 episodes. 740. So if you think about it, which if you think about it, they were still, and this was dang near like a dang near day one release. And Disney Plus was already having problems with their servers when it first came out. Everything was messing up. You couldn't really watch nothing. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just feel like someone like Disney probably shouldn't have dropped the ball like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I agree with you, but I agree with you, and at the again, I get what's the problem with them. But we have a minute left. If you want to do your closing out.
Nah. I it,
Let's go in the episode.
it throws me off when you ask for me to do my outro. It's spontaneous. Like
I'm about to end this episode, okay?
yeah, just do it.